what you're looking at is LeBron James's defensive rating during the championship season by month. And so, starts in October. Uh, and that 99.6, that's a very good defensive rating. Uh, that's a very good number. Um, in fact, that's borderline all defense type number. Okay. Um, and as you see, that number slowly increases over the course of the season. Um, Now, if you remember during that season, there were a few games in March, and then they shut down. They shut down the season. Um, it looks like he recovers in March with a very good March, but that's only on 5 games. Okay, so they played 5 games in March. LeBron then had 5 months to rest, and then play returned. There were a couple of sort of exhibition games. I didn't include those, um, if I remember correctly, but in August they played 5 games. This was the playoffs. Well, I'm not sure if this was the playoffs or not. Well, yeah. This was the playoffs. Okay, so August 99.2, September 105, and in October, pretty much during the finals. Um, if you remember, that was against the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler put 35 on LeBron twice. And so you had you win the chip, but you're beating a team that was probably, uh, missing its second and third best player. You take 6 games to beat a team that probably wouldn't have even qualified for the playoffs if Dragic and Bam had been injured. But injuries happened. The Lakers won the championship. Um, we all know LeBron can play remarkable defense when he wants to, or when he has the energy to. We all saw, him basically take both Paul George and Kawhi Leonard out of last minute shot. What was it, last year, a couple years ago? Um, but this is the problem with LeBron. There's no evidence LeBron James is capable of leading a team to a championship during a full season. There's no evidence that he's capable of staying healthy and sustaining the energy necessary. And so he's gonna put up his points. But the problem is he's gonna give up as many points as he does, as he scores. And this is why last night LeBron James could score 30 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists against a G League team, and the Lakers lose. This is how that happens. This is how he can be putting up, uh, um, you know, historic numbers, you know, amazing numbers. Okay, and the Lakers are 26-30. This is how that happens. Okay? It is time for the Los Angeles Lakers to trade LeBron James. It's time. This is the point at which it is clear that LeBron James and Anthony Davis, this team, will not lead the Los Angeles Lakers to an NBA championship. LeBron's too old, and Anthony Davis just simply doesn't have the chops. He's too brittle, and he's not strong enough mentally. This is a fundamentally flawed basketball team, and it starts at the top. LeBron is costing the Lakers more than he's delivering. He's costing the Lakers not only, cap space, obviously, but LeBron is. We just had yet another star essentially spurn the Lakers, Jeremy Grant, because he doesn't want to play with LeBron. How many players won't come to the Lakers because they don't want to play with LeBron? How many players won't come to the Lakers because they won't fit in the LeBron system? The Los Angeles Lakers would be better off with cap space and draft picks at this point. It'll be painful for a couple years, but this is Los Angeles. It won't take that long to attract a free agent. Now, personally, I believe they should try to keep AD, but chances are he's going to want to go if LeBron goes. After all, LeBron is basically his agent. So if AD wants to go, you swap AD straight up for another star. Okay? Doesn't even have to be a big star. Okay? Just somebody that can, get you 20, 23, 25 points a game. Okay? And then you trade LeBron for cap space and as many picks as you can. And it's actually going to cost another draft pick. Unless they just decide to stay with Russ. But obviously you want to get off of Russ if you can. It's probably going to cost another draft pick to get off of Russ. But they should do it just to get the cap space and bet on the quality of life in Los Angeles and the fact that other stars will want to come there and team up with other players. Okay? It's time to blow this up. It's time to blow this up. This was predictable. I'm one of those people that really didn't want LeBron to come here. And if the Lakers were going to bring LeBron here, I was certainly opposed to trading the young talent to bring him here. But this is clearly not worse. Last night was the worst loss that I can think of. And I've been following basketball since 1979. I can't think of, I literally can't, I can't think of a worse scenario. The Lakers were at full strength. They should have won that game in by halftime. So they've got to blow this up. They've got to blow this up. Send LeBron somewhere where he can win a title, and and start all over. Start all over. Let's get some young talent in here that we can nurture. It's going to be a couple years. I get it. LeBron is box office. He's good for the bottom line. He's good for selling merchandise. But um, it's been the Lakers have not had a winning 82 game season since 2013. Um, Last year was a winning season, but I mean, it wasn't a full season. Um, and of course the bubble season. So my point is, it's time for the Lakers to put a perennial winner on the floor. And since we now know that this isn't going to be LeBron and AD, and we should know it at this point, uh, I think I think the Laker brass, you've got a better chance at selling a restart and cap space and the promise of being able to attract free agents to Los Angeles and maybe be able to build their own team up with their friends or whatnot. I think you can sell that to the Lakers, to us fans, much better than you can convince us that LeBron James is going to do anything other than continue to damage this franchise for the next 2-3 years. You know, it's time to blow him. Right now, he still has some value. He still has some value. Yeah, there's certainly more than a few dumb GMs that think that'll look at that stat line, and they will think that LeBron James is the difference between them and winning a championship. He still has some value. Okay, let's blow this up, start all over. Let's do it again.